Okay, so this package has come to me all the way from America, and it should contain 2 dexterity games, I guess you would call them, from a member of the Twisted Puzzles forum. So let's open this. And I had to pay a customs fee on this. I think it was about £18 or whatever. So inside we have 2 products by Tomy. There's Monstrous Maze and Orbiting Orbs. So I'm most excited about the Orbiting Orbs, but the Monstrous Maze, it looks really cool though as well. So there is the Monstrous Maze. And there is the Orbiting Orbs. So let's take a look at the Monstrous Maze first. Okay, so this is fairly big, to be honest. I'll show you how the size of it compares to a regular sized Rubik's Cube. Now let's zoom in. Oops. So there you can see it says Monstrous Maze, Crazy Curves. So there's a few different ones of these, and it says the same thing on the other side as well. And there's the back. It says Tomy, made in Japan. You've got these weird things there. I don't know if you can turn them. So I don't know if turning these things, I'll zoom in actually. I think maybe turning these things will like release this clear plastic cover off the puzzle. I'm not really sure. That's kind of strange. Not really sure what's going on with that. So I've been messing about with these 2 things for ages, turning them. I thought maybe they would release like the clear plastic cover. I couldn't really think of any other reason for them, but they don't seem to do that. I'm not really sure what the purpose is of turning these 2 things, but on the other sides of these 2 things are these like black circles. It seems that you start off with a ball bearing or several ball bearings in one of these black circles, and then the goal is to get them to the other black circle. And I've spotted some ball bearings there. You can see there's 3 ball bearings there. They're very small. I'm not sure if there's any others. Let's try and get them to move. Okay, that's strange. I've turned it upside down and they're not moving. Yeah. So that's really interesting. I'll have to try and find out. I'll have to have a look online and try and find out what the purpose is of these 2 things that you can turn. But yeah, so that is the Monstrous Maze, Crazy Curves. I think there's 1 or 2 others of these. I think there's one called like Straight Lines or something, and like the maze, it's mainly made up of long straight lines. And I think these are made by Tomy. And I've just noticed as well, there it says A, and there it says B. So I'll give you a bit of a close-up look at this before I show the next thing. So yeah, that is really, really cool. So let's take a look at this Orbiting Orbs, if I can reach it. So yeah, when I had a look into this online, I was expecting there to be like lots of pictures and videos of this and lots of information about it, but there isn't much stuff at all. There's only like one video on YouTube, and there's only a few pictures of it in Google image search, and not that many links come up when I try and Google this. I would have expected this to be quite common, you know, like there'd be loads of information about it online. So I'm guessing that maybe Tomy, they didn't produce this for that long, and that's why there isn't much stuff about this online. Let's take a closer look at this. So the picture on the front of this box, it makes it look like these things are spinning really fast, but they don't actually spin that fast. They kind of spin slowly. So there it says, a new family fascination that's the ultimate test of timing and concentration, ages 7 and up. I think this was made in 1981. And on the side it says, meet the challenge of orbiting orbs with precision timing and split-second decisions. So this dexterity game, it's all about the timing. Control the orbits of the orbiting orbs, Tomy. And it's got a number there, not really sure what that means. And there's the back. And it says just turn it on, then choose the exact second to set the lower orbs in motion. Try to pass the silver balls from one orbit to the next until they reach the end. It's the ultimate test of timing and coordination that is sure to be a great family fascination. Requires one D-size battery, not included. Long life or alkaline batteries are recommended. Partial assembly required. And at the bottom there, it says Tomy 1981, made in Japan. So let's open this up. So this just looks like a really cool game. Nothing else in the box. So there's some bits that you need to fit onto it. And here is like the base itself. There. That's where you put the batteries. Oh, it's already got a battery in it. Wow. Rayovac Heavy Duty. I've never heard of that brand before. And let's take a look at the instructions. So I'll zoom into this, just in case anyone wants to read it. So it's talking about inserting the battery, assembler, oops. That's showing you how it all goes together. Illustrations. Objects of the game. There's the back. To change the orbiter timing. I didn't realise you could change the actual timing on it. That's interesting. And it's got some important information there. (1981). Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this downstairs so I can have it on the kitchen table, because it'll be more easier for me to like set it up there and to show this in action properly. Okay, so here we are at the kitchen table. Before I show any more of the Orbiting Orbs game, I just want to give a little bit of an update about this. So off camera I've been messing around with this and I figured out what these two things are for that you can turn. So basically you've got several balls in this maze, and you go from point A to point B, or you can go from point B to point A. So basically you're guiding the balls through the maze, and once you get one of them into point B or point A, you're still going to want to try and get the other balls into there, but because you're tilting the maze about like that, the ball that you've got into there, it could come out again. So basically you've got like a gap there on this black disc for the balls to go through, and once you get a ball in there, if you don't want it to end up escaping again while you're trying to get the other balls, while you're trying to guide the other balls towards this, you just twist this thing at the bottom like that, and now that gap, it's there, and there you can see it's blocked off, so the balls can't accidentally come back out. So that's a really good idea. Alright, so let's set up the orbiting orbs. I've already set this up before, so I already know how to set it up. I don't need to look at the instructions. I do quite like the way this looks. It very much reminds me of those early 80s and late 70s Pong systems. It's got that kind of look to it. So let's set this up. So on each of these things that you put onto the machine, they've got like a notch in the plastic there, and on each of the things that you put these onto, there's like a bit of plastic sticking out which connects with the notch. So I have actually used this before, and the machine, it's got a flaw. It's not faulty or anything like that. The flaw that it's got, it's how all of these machines are. And I'll explain more about it in a short while. Alright, so that is the machine set up. So the object of the game is to lift up one of these balls like that, and you need the ball to end up touching this magnet, so it's stuck on this, and then you need to pass the ball from this to that one, and then from that one to that one, and then from that one to that one, and then that one to that one, and then you need to get it into there. Now the flaw that this machine has is if I get one of these balls onto this and then I just don't touch the machine and I just let it run, eventually the ball that's on this, it'll end up going onto that one, and then if you wait longer, the ball that's on this one, it'll end up going onto that one. So that's the flaw basically. It's pretty irritating, and it even describes the flaw in the instructions. So yeah, on the instructions it says if the ball passes from orbiter 1 to orbiter 3, so that's from this one to that one, without going to orbiter 2, which is this one, you must pass the ball back again until it is returned to orbiter 1. Now that's having to do that every time. It's going to be really frustrating because it does happen a lot where the ball will pass from this one to this one and then from this one to that one. So when I play this game, if the ball passes from this to this one or this one to this one, I'll just leave it because it's too frustrating always having to go back to the start again. It also says on the instructions to change orbiter timing. If the ball consistently passes from orbiter 1 to orbiter 3, so from this one to this one, to orbiter 5, so from this one to this one, adjust the timing by first switching off the game. Gently turn any of the red orbiter bases slightly, so you can, if you turn it off, you can like adjust their positions like that. But it doesn't, I've tried it a lot and it doesn't really make that much difference, to be honest. Alright, so let's start it up. So this is the on-off switch. Turn this to raise up one of the balls. I'll push this one to make these turn. So you do need to get the timing right. See, it passed from that one to that one and it shouldn't do that. And it's passed from that one to that one, which it shouldn't do. almost. So that was a successful run. So yeah, it does sometimes slow down a bit. I don't know if that's just how all of these machines are, or whether it's like due to age or whatever. Maybe the belts are kind of worn or like stretched or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, despite its flaws, it's still fun just seeing how quickly you can get a ball from there to there. So it's still kind of fun, and it's just an interesting auditor. You know, I love the way it looks. I love the way it looks when it's moving, and yeah, I'll turn it back on and I'll give you a closer look at the machine. So there's the on-off switch. This thing you twiddle to make the pole go up. Here it says Pro 1, so that's when you're going in this direction with the ball, and Pro 2, that's when you go in the other direction with the ball, which I've not tried yet. This button you push to make these two things turn. And there's the Orbiting Orbs logo there, and then this thing you twiddle to make that pull go up as well. Right, so let's get some close-up footage of this in action. Yeah, so once again it passed from that one to that one to that one. So the machine it is quite flawed, and it's, you know, I'm pretty sure that this machine isn't faulty, and it's just how all of these machines are, because it even mentions it in the instructions. So that is a shame, but like I said, it's a nice, interesting auditor. It's very rare, and it just looks cool, you know, especially when it's going and stuff. Kind of looks like something out of a science lab or something. So I don't understand why Tomy allowed this to go into production the way it is, because it's seriously flawed. Maybe they just wanted to get it out quickly for Christmas or something, but it seems like it would be very easy to it seems like a problem that would be very easy to sort out. You know, you could just have these spaced away from each other more, so then the ball won't pass from this one to this one to this one. Or you could have like these metal rods, you could have them shorter. So like this magnet, it'll be further back. Same with this one and this one. And then when the magnets pass each other, they'd be more further away from each other, and then the ball wouldn't get past. So it seems like it would have been a very easy problem to fix. But yeah, it's a shame that it is flawed. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So a few days ago, I unboxed this Tomy Orbiting Orbs and this Tomy Monstrous maze. Thanks for watching.